Hello everybody, Treno here, and today we are taking a look at the first dev blog for the next update, which seems to have come along very quickly. I'm sure there's usually a bit more time between updates. Feels like we barely got out of the last update, and of course we're only just out of the crafting event, but obviously we are starting the hype train for the next update. And the first dev blog is about a pre-order pack, which is the M1 KVT pack. Now, the main feature is of course the M1 KVT, which is basically a regular M1 Abrams, the very original one with the 105mm gun, and this is going to be coming in at tier 6, but it's been converted to look like Soviet tanks. Basically, KVT stands for Krasnovian Variant Tank. For some reason, they don't call the opposition forces the Soviet Union or Russia in these exercises that they use these tanks in. For some reason, they call them the People's Democratic Republic of Krasnovia. They probably don't use that one anymore, to be honest. That was probably more of a Cold War thing. But basically, the M1 Abrams were modified to look like Soviet tanks. And some of these changes aren't very big, but some of them are quite important. And of course, the very big one is the lack of armor skirts. Now, this is quite a big change, because basically the side skirts are composite screens of 65mm thickness towards the front, with the rear ones being made of RHA, which is only 6.5mm or 6.3mm, and then the regular side armor is about 60mm. Though weirdly enough, the side skirts are asymmetrical, at least on the M1 Abrams in-game. On the right side, the front 4 out of 7 skirts are composite screens, whereas on the left it's only the first 2 out of 7. I've never actually noticed that before, and I don't know why that is the case, to be honest. And the other big change is the addition of these barrels at the rear of the tank. Now, the M1 Abrams already has a raised up engine block, and obviously with these barrels it does somewhat affect the firing arcs of the M1 Abrams towards the rear of the tank, which might be a bit of an issue, though of course generally you aren't going to be engaging from the rear if at all possible. The other changes are rather minor. You've got imitation infrared searchlights, you've got these imitation dozer blades and ERA blocks as well, so they are non-functional, they are just for visual effect. Also, funnily enough, it has a board that has the Russian word for boat, which I believe is Borodka or something along those lines. So I don't know if that's deliberate or if somebody just didn't know any Russian and just picked out a random Russian word. Other than that, though, it's broadly the same as the regular M1 Abrams, so it retains the thermal imaging sights or device. And it says you're going to have 2 variants of APFS DS round. So that's likely going to be the M735, which has a penetration of 342mm at 500 meters, and the M77 4-round, which at the same distance has a penetration of 365mm. Now, quite importantly, you can uncheck the visual modifiers if you go into the modifications and return this to its regular M1 Abrams look. So that's quite a unique thing. You can basically play this as either a regular M1 Abrams or as a very heavily modified Abrams that's meant to represent Soviet tanks. And of course, we don't have any premium M1 Abrams for sale. There is the M1A1 Squadron vehicle, but of course that is a tier 7 vehicle, and like I say, not a premium like you buy. So this is going to be quite an important tank. I could see this being fairly popular. With regards to the pack itself, you obviously get the M1 KVT, you get 2,000 Golden Eagles, premium account for 15 days, you get a Red Scare title as a pre-order bonus, and also as a pre-order bonus you get this rather cool Krasnovian Tank Division decal. And this will set you back £59.99, or your regional equivalent. So yeah, basically this is quite a cool tank. I'm not sure I'd be willing to pay that much money, to be honest, but you know, if it was a bit cheaper, it looks quite good. It's visually distinct, and yeah, having a premium Abrams would be quite a good thing. Anyway, just a quick video for today. Hope you enjoyed it and will join me for future dev vlogs. I've been Treno, and I'll see you next time.